Hello, guys. First off, apologies why we're a little bit late. It was a genuine reason. Hope you enjoyed the intro. Did you enjoy that, Martin?
Yeah, sorry, it was my fault. I was dealing with my dad while I was on Beta's show as well, so I was multitasking.
We know we can't. So, did you enjoy the intro, mate?
Not really.
So, FIFA. That's why I couldn't start without Martin, because it wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We've got a couple of things what we really want to get into tonight. Obviously, the first off, we're going to get into. Has anybody seen all the stuff what's come out today regarding these lunatics want City to change the club badge?
I'm going on mute.
You're going on mute. So first off, as well, greetings, Kieran, Als, and all the guys who've come over from TikTok and stuff like that. You know, hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I just really want to get yeah. Rags are 1-0 down, by the way. Yeah, so I just want to get into it. What the hell is going on? So from what I've read, all of a sudden they want City and United to take the old ship off our logo, you know, off our badges. You know what I mean? Shut up. I'm trying to multitask myself now, mate. Yeah, right.
They do need to take that ship off United's badge. Just take the whole badge off.
Right. So I'm gonna before you go on, because I know Martin wants a rant about this. I'm gonna throw it out to the guys on the chat first. Oh, thanks, FIFA. Oh, can you turn the camera off? Yeah. So come on, guys. What's your thoughts on chat about this nonsense about taking? It's all about slavery and stuff like that. So it seems to be picking up a little bit of pace from what I'm reading. It's never going to go anywhere, is it? Go on, Mike. While the guys, you know, thingy, go on. You can have your little rant, mate. You're on mute. It's a good job you're on mute, isn't it, having a rant?
I'm just totally amazed by these stupid people who just want to protest about everything. We'll be protesting about the bleeding colour of the sky next, and the size of lettering on size of buildings and everything else. Manchester is famous. And listen, let me start this again. I understand, and it's one gentleman doing this. One gentleman who's kicking all this off. And it won't go anywhere. Because even the PMs and governors of Manchester have come out and said what a load of garbage this is. Manchester, the reason anyone who wants to know why the ships are on the United and the City badge is because it's all about the Manchester Ship Canal and the trade and everything that we brought in. Manchester was very famous for, yes, the cotton industry and everything else. Manchester had nothing. I mean, the guy starts talking about the American Civil War and cotton picking and all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, Manchester abolished all that. They did a very big thing about this. And then if you read it further, and bangs on about the bloody Roman Empire next. Was this guy a failed history teacher in his day or something? Because I'm starting to think he's an absolute clown of the highest order. Take the badge off. No, you absolute waffle merchant. Because the whole point of the Manchester City badge is to represent Manchester. The 3 blue stripes are the 3 main rivers that run through Manchester. The ship recognises the trade of Manchester and what it was all about. Mm-hmm. Don't sit there and give me all this by some absolute clown who thinks he's got some divine right to start telling our city, my city, where I was born and bred, what it can and can't do and how bad it is and everything else. Because you haven't got a clue, sunshine. get your head out your rear end, go back, go and teach your little history professors and everything else that you want to do, and stop talking absolute drivel. Because you know what? I bet he's never even been to Manchester. I bet he can't even spell it.
Martin, who are you referring to? Sissy.
Well, I can't. No, talking about what's the guy's name again? It's gone out my head. Well, what's he called, Andy?
Well, I've got some notes here. So basically, Jed Grebe. Jed Grebe is the chief executive of Show Racism, The Red Card. Added that he welcomed a debate around the symbols on what the shirt represent. Suggestions that the logo should be removed were raised in an article in The Guardian. As someone from the basically, it goes on and on and on and on.
Who's the MP in Manchester? Who was the MP in Manchester who talks about it? I haven't got my notes in front of me, you see, so I haven't got the names.
Yeah, well, obviously City and United have declined to comment, and rightly so, because for me it's a non-entity.
And it is a non-entity, by the way. It will be a non-starter. An MP in Manchester called it the most woke thing he'd ever seen in his life.
Yeah, so here, Martin, anti-discrimination campaigners have called for integration. I nearly said interrogation then, because it pretty much is, to be honest, into potential links between and this is their words, not mine, between the logos and the city benefiting from the trade. Len Sisse, the Manchester poet, said, we are all looking closer, and has suggested his city needs to know if it's the ship represents slavery. Why is this being raised now? You know, now after hundreds, donkey's years.
The thing is, Andy, I can look at a sign on the road and make that represent whatever I want to.
Yep.
You can look at anything in the world, whatever it wants to be viewed at, in your opinion, because that's the agenda you've got in your small, little, tiny little head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, this guy, a poet, like I said, and you would be a poet or a former history professor, because he bangs on about the American Civil War and cotton-picking slaves and all that rubbish. You know, it was horrific. It was. But there was so much that went into it from our great city that stopped all that. If you actually remember, we stopped anyone that did any of that, we stopped them working. No, we're not into that. We stopped it. We abolished it. We got rid of it. We stood by it and said, no, we don't agree with it. Is he walking? Do you know what makes me laugh? He sat there in his bloody cotton shirt and his cotton pair of pants, and he sat there saying, no, I don't want this. Then he goes on about the Roman Empire and Manchester because it's to do with the Roman Empire. Go get a life. Go and get a girlfriend, because you're clearly divorced. I'm sorry, the guy's a joke. And Andy, you're frozen. Andy's frozen here, ladies and gents. So this is now a solo stream. Hope we're all well. Can you still all hear me?
As Martin bust me internet with his rant. So what I was saying, mate, no, absolutely. And it's floating here. And by the way, welcome for those who follow us on TikTok and stuff like that. You know, for your first time on here. It's not normally a rant or anything like that, but I feel this is. I think this is well worth a debate. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, guys. It's just crazy. Where's it going to stop? Them Chester City, public house cast. You know, like Martin rightly said, you can change anything round, and anybody can be offended with stuff. And anybody who follows, whether it's on YouTube, myself or Martin. By the way, do you like the logo? MCFC 9320 Mancunian Way PUBcast. Just thought, a joint show tonight. Just thought, let's bring it together with the logos.
It really irritated me when you told me, because I didn't actually know about it when you told me.
Yeah.
Now, we've already had our badge discredited when they put a stupid bloody eagle and 3 stars on. Said to you earlier, I don't know what the stars represented. The amount of times you got consecutive relegated, I don't know what that star crap was even about. Oh, let's stick some stars on and put an eagle on. What has an eagle got to do with Manchester City? No.
No, I think the eagle, I've been investigating that one, mate, since you said, do you know what it is? It's based around Cheetah Mill. And it's about a poorly bird, what used to be around there. It's illegal, because everything's illegal around Cheetah Mill, isn't it?
No comment.
That's where mine's got all this clobber from. So, no,
yeah.
Martin, to be fair, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And the guys on the chat and that, they obviously, agree with you as well. Because, like I say, where is it going to stop? I agree with you. It's somebody who's got nothing better to do, and they think, hang on, what's Sam Smith doing now? How can we top that? You can't top what Sam Smith's doing. So
we live in a world, Andy, where there's more freedom than ever before. We live in a world where more religions and people's ethnicities are more accepted than ever before.
Just hang on one second. Pardo Oaks, yeah, we're going to get on to the weekend's match coming up, but I just felt this needed mentioning tonight because it's such a farce, to be honest. We're coming off the back of a fantastic result last night, and some muppet, in my opinion, there might be people in the chat what agrees with it. I don't know. You're entitled to your opinion, but we've come off, a great night, and then somebody's for. How can we really, really piss, City? And don't forget, it's not just City, it's United as well, but I want to concentrate on that club.
It's an attack on our City. I look at it, it's an attack on our City, attack on our heritage, attack on everything Manchester is good about. He'll be saying next that the Manchester Bees offensive.
It's offensive to Wasps.
No, but it'll be one of these because of the way they gain honey and the way the honey industry is giving out and all this. So, we'll be having to take the bees off the bins next. It's where you stop. It's an absolute no-goer. And City and United have already said, it ain't changing. Get on with it. Deal with it.
Big Morgan's put, it wasn't an eagle, it was a duck. Because we won duck all then.
Was it any duck? It looked like a bloody summer, I tell you. An abomination.
Right, so Sean says 3 stars equals 2 league titles and 1 European Cup Winners' Cup at the time. I'd say what we'd have to
around the logo. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, that badge. I hated it. Sorry, but I hated it.
No, I totally get where you're coming with it, mate. Michael, good evening, Michael. Manchester City Football Club always have had a ship on the badge, even when we changed it back in 1997 with the Eagle. I hate the bloody badge. Loved when we changed it back to the ship and the rose. Absolutely, mate. And I don't know anybody who actually likes it.
And that's because the fans demanded it.
Yeah. And how good would that Kappa kit have been with the current badge on? It's just absolutely nonsense. I think we'll finish on that one. Anybody else got anything to say on that before we move on to and look forward to Saturday's semi-final? Anything else, Martin?
No, just listen. I've read into it a bit more, and the guy ain't got a clue. He ain't going to go anywhere. It will cost City and United millions to change that.
Yeah.
And they ain't going to do it. So the guy just needs to go back in his little box with his little FM radio and whatever he wants to do and just go and read a novel.
And we don't often get you having a rant like this, mate. So it shows, the passion.
No, I'm sorry. It's like, I'm just a passionate Mancunian and I'm proud of my City. I was never prouder than 2 or 3 years ago. Well, a bit long, when we all stood behind after the sadness of the MEN Arena bombing. Absolutely. And I'm sorry, I'm sick to death of Manchester being driven down as some crappy city. I'm sick to death of it. We're Mancunians, we stand proud, and we always will. And if you don't like Manchester, get out of it. See ya. You won't be missed.
Sean has nailed it there, mate. And I agree, Sean. Keep politics out of sport. Anything. Sean, one thing I always do, mate, I don't bring politics or religion into football because they're the two biggest causes of wars. So I always give it a wide berth. I don't profess to know a lot about politics and religion.
You don't know a lot about football.
Right, so Martin's attacking me now. Look at this, guys. Look at that. I asked him the other day in the shop. I asked him to point.
Whoa! Where have you? Oh, you didn't say you were putting that up. Get that off. Get that off.
I said to Martin, "Who do you think is better than Aguero?" Straight.
He's gone again. He's left you with a fat picture of me. I look like Mr. Blobby. Get it off.
There we go, pal. So yeah, seriously, let's brush over last night again because I don't know about you guys. I've been buzzing today. You know, I know we had shows in that last, straight away after the match last night, but it's been on my mind all day. I've been analysing it more. I've watched most of it back as well. I just thought, I thought we last night watching it. I thought we was decent, all right in the first half. We wasn't, we was bloody brilliant in the first half, as we was in the second half. Everything what came our way, apart from that Sané chance early doors, I thought we weathered it decent.
Apparently, I got told we were crap and Bayern Munich dominated us. Sorry. No, listen, it was an absolute strategic masterclass. Anyone who thinks Bayern Munich were not going to get chances last night in their own backyard at the Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich, 6 times winners of this competition, is living in a dream world.
Yeah.
Same at the Real Madrid. When we play Real Madrid, they will have chances. That's what your defence and that's what your goal is there for.
Yep.
That's it. What did people want?
Right,
3-0 up.
Let me. You need to calm down now.
It's your fault. You got me all let up.
So yeah, I agree with you. I saw last night things like Bayern Munich dominated us. Things of that ilk. So I think because you start seeing it, you think I must have actually watched it. Watched the game differently. But then when I watched it back again today, I thought, we was bloody brilliant. And we was at Bayern Munich, not Accrington Stanley, Bayern Munich. And we had our chances. Let's not forget. 2-0 to Sevilla.
Oh, they scored again.
Yes. That's what.
Like I said, beating Seville isn't for everyone.
Yeah. So yeah. So I thought, because everybody who watches the shows and stuff like that, I always, if I go, I know I didn't go to the match last night, but I watched it on TV. And after I saw some of the stuff, I thought, I need to watch this again, in the cold light of day, because you et up in the moment, aren't you, when you're watching it? Sané could have had a chance to put them ahead. We could have had a chance with a penalty to go ahead. But the gonads on Haaland to do that, it was almost like if you aggravate him or take the mickey out of him, like the Germans behind the goal did, you do it at your peril. You really, really do. And we did buy him for those important games, and he came up trumps last night. And I'm just gonna read a few comments out because we going now. Kieran, masterclass performance, 1 goal over 2 legs. Yeah, which was a penalty. Absolutely, mate, which wasn't even a pen. Again, absolutely right. To be fair, I don't think either of them was penalties, but it is what it is. And I thought Bayern Munich played better at the Etihad. What do you think, Martin?
I thought it was a very enjoyable two-legged game. Ty. Mm-hmm. It was two top teams going at it, and I thought first leg I was more impressed because, like you said, Bayern Munich I thought were very good.
Yep.
We won. That's why I was put down. I think 3-0. We'll look back on that in a couple of years.
Sorry, mate. VAR's ruled that goal out for Sevilla. It's all right. They'll get another one in a minute. Carry on, buddy.
I just think we'll look back at that 3-0 result as a significant point in our history in a few years. I don't think that result at home was ever given the credit it deserved.
No. I don't know if you can see
in an overall aspect.
Can you see the comments, Pardo Oaks there? And I thought this was actually bang on as well there. We were poor down the left-hand side. Jack wasn't giving Aki enough help. That changed in the second half. Absolutely, mate. I think it was evident last night that our left-hand side wasn't as fluent as it has been. But the good thing on that, the rest of them compensate, and you're quite right. In the second half, they seem to drag that back, drag it back. And I thought it was a masterclass in the second half. I really did.
I'm not sure if that was done on purpose, because I've watched it back now, and I think to myself, did Pep tell them not to exuberate themselves too much last night?
We didn't need to go chasing the game, did we? And by the way,
no.
Stuart's asked a valid question there as well, mate.
No, I didn't go by Jet 2. Let's move on.
Man. Michael says, I totally agree with Martin. Last night we have had some bloody hard nights in Europe. That was a brilliant result against a top European club, and it was a top result. Well done, City. Absolutely bang on, Michael. And as I say, maybe it was. If you're looking back, I don't know whether it was Martin. I don't know whether it was City fans who didn't think it was a great performance.
There were some City fans a bit nervous in that first half.
Yeah,
there was. And I think sometimes we forget the opposition we're playing. I don't think we always give the opposition the respect they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also guilty of that.
We're not going to dominate games our way again. Even in the Premier League, we're not going to dominate games for 90 minutes, and we're certainly not going to dominate games for 90 minutes against top. And let's not forget it. Bayern Munich had a top European team. We won't have all our way against Real Madrid. However, I do fancy us to beat Real Madrid, mate. Even not just over both legs, but home and away.
I've not even got Real Madrid in my mind.
You've got Sheffield United on your mind, haven't you?
Yeah.
Or have you got Alvarez on your mind?
No, I'm not even looking at the Real Madrid game at the moment.
FIFA says, let's bring Cancelo home. No, mate. Did you see him when they scored their penalty last night? Celebrating. He should have been one of them. That's probably a time when you are neutral, where you don't celebrate it.
Well, apparently he said some very nasty comments to Pep last night as well.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, I won't repeat what was apparently said.
Big Mark said, "Hi, Margie. Okay, it's Howard Webb in Spain tonight. Probably, mate. I think Howard Webb quite."
I'm just so proud of him. And the thing is, it's the first time I played Bayern Munich, and I've been relaxed in the whole game.
You're absolutely right, mate. Because the previous times and stuff like that, when we have beat them, it's been like 3-2 nail biting. And coming from 2-0 behind and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been exciting, but it's not. It's not been relaxing. So if you're Real Madrid now, you're thinking, I think they would have preferred Bayern Munich, if I'm honest, over two legs.
And by the way, Charlie, I know that was a parody account. It isn't that I've got it from. I got told last night by someone. I know Charlie's on about the parody account. There were words exchanged between Cancelo and Pep last night, and they weren't very nice. Well, there was one word. There were words said by Cancelo last night.
It doesn't surprise me because I think that'd be on the back end of, the solidarity at the Etihad from the City fans to Pep.
There's a lot of animosity between Pep and Cancelo. I know they'll come out in public and they'll say, "Oh no, there's not." Yes, there is. I mean, this is a player who tried to give our manager a clout in the middle of training. Tells you everything you need.
What led to that, from what I heard, and I heard it from decent enough people, was that it all started because Cancelo threw the ball in Pep's face, and that's when he went to go for him, and that's when he got dragged back from Pep because I think Pep was going to launch him. Adam says here, I've seen today on Twitter City fans begging City to bring back Leroy Sané. My reply to that is thank you. We have said quite often, haven't we, Martin? We have changed our style. Maybe the only way for it, and I know Martin's going to say in place of who, Leroy Sané seemed to be over both games, seemed to be more central, didn't he? Than an actually a wide man.
Got Alvarez. You don't need Sané. You got Alvarez
and Bellingham. There's one for you.
You never go back.
No, I agree, mate. Pardo Oaks, Diaz and Stones were immense. They always play brilliant together at Pardo Oaks. I don't know if anyone's caught me saying this before, and I think it is absolutely integral and important. Oh, Sevilla just nearly scored again. When Diaz plays on the left side of the central defenders and Stones is on the right, Diaz plays better. Even though they're only a couple of feet apart, when Stones is not playing and Diaz plays on the right, I think he's more vulnerable, Diaz. So it's really important that pairing. And thankfully, it's been like that for a number of weeks now, and it's just working out perfect for us. Kieran says, "Leave Cancelo there. Good riddance to the rat."
He'll just keep getting loaned out. Under.
Because it's not only that. You'd think other clubs would be looking at it and going, "This lad's trouble. He's had so many clubs for such a young age."
Someone will touch him. Someone will touch him.
And Kieran's saying as well, I personally didn't see this. He clapped when one of the players got booked.
Yes, he did, and then tried to snap Bernardo in half as well.
Did he? Yes, he did actually. I thought Bernardo was brilliant again last night.
I thought the first 20 minutes he was trying to be. I thought him and Cancelo were in a personal battle.
Yeah, I did like. Yeah, FIFA says who will pay 70 million. 2 years a long time on it. He has a long time on his contract. 3, Walker goes in his honest opinion, and so we need him. We don't need we don't need Cancelo, mate. I think we've proved that.
Buy others, mate. What do you do with Rico? You still got Rico, and they'll buy someone else.
No, but look, since he's gone though, Martin. How Aki's developed even more, and so has Grealish. The way they link up there now.
Why would you bring Poison back? It's no coincidence since Cancelo's gone, the harmony in the team's got better.
Yeah. Sean says Cancelo stuck one on Bernardo. Goodbye.
By the way, if Cancelo had gone to Bayern Munich and had tried his heart out and showed some form of remorse and looked like he wanted to come back, then I'd probably a bit more forgiven. But he's just gone to Bayern Munich and done the exact same thing for the reason he got kicked out of City. Salt.
Because let's not forget, before Tuchel come in, he wasn't in this. He wasn't in I forget the other manager's name. It's whatever he's called.
Nagelsmann.
There was niggle between him and Cancelo, wasn't it? And that was only after a couple of weeks of Cancelo being there. So listen, the world does not revolve around Cancelo. So I just say good riddance on that one. You know, it's
I feel for him. I feel for anyone who's got emotional mental health issues, and I think he's got. I'm not saying he's mental. I just think he struggles with not playing. I think he struggles with situations, and I wish him all the best. But he may come back and he may get involved in pre-season. But no, sorry, he's done. Time to move.
Can't see, mate. Michael says, I want the FA Cup. Bloody love the competition. It was brilliant beating Stoke in 2011. I hope we do the business on Saturday. Enjoy the trip to Wembley and enjoy the day, Andy and Martin. I'm not going, and Martin will have a little sniggle now. He'll have a little. And listen, guys, the reason why I'm not going, I've said it a few times on the streams and stuff like that. My son, who's 25, I've not been to Wembley without him, apart from before he was born, you know, and for the playoff final. I don't want to go without him. I know he's a big boy, he's 25, he just can't make it this Saturday because of other commitments. But he's telling me to go, but I just can't go without him. I really can't. Martin kindly offered to drive and stuff like that, which I appreciate, but I just couldn't do it without him. So that's the reason I'm not going.
We'll have a drink in your honour.
Thanks, mate, and I'll have plenty in yours.
No, it's all right, mate. I'll be actually behind the team at Wembley, unlike you, with your remote control.
So FIFA says, see you like Alvarez now?
I've never not liked him. I've just not sat there saying he's better than Aguero.
Yeah, Big Morg. The old team were brilliant last night. I go with that, Morg. I really do.
Yep.
Hiya, Alec. Just got back from work.
I mean, and the thing is, an Alvarez not been proved wrong yet, have I? Every big game we play, where's Alvarez sitting?
Listen, joking aside, all the people who always watch your stream and our stream, they know where you stand. They know we have a little bit of banter with you. You know, it's I
know you do. I know you do. I just don't buy into this because of the World Cup winner. It should be in our starting 11. Don't work that way.
FIFA says we have no other right back though. We're versatile. We've got Stones who can play there. We've got obviously Walker who can play there. Let's not forget Rico Lewis is a right back.
Akanji went there last night.
Yeah, Akanji can go there. So we've got that versatility like we have in like the top end of the pitch, you know, where you can change over with Foden, Mahrez, Grealish, De Bruyne can play there, Alvarez can play there. So that's the versatility. Listen, if we don't know how City are going to line up, how's the opposition going to know? And that's
talking a manager who played Bernardo Silva at left back. So let's not just presume we've got nobody.
Yeah. Al says, I want Haaland to be a City legend. I don't want him to leave in the future. Listen, I've noticed more and more with Haaland. You only have to look at things like the stuff, like the City stuff, what comes out where he's taking the piss out of Stones and, you know, trying to learn the British accent and stuff like that. The guy loves it. Let's not forget, he's a City fan as well. The guy
he's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
He's signing an extension.
Yes, and the reason why he's signing an extension to his contract, A, this so-called buyout clause will go, and B, is because he knows Bellingham's coming in. Simple.
Buyout's gone, mate. Buyout went the minute Pep signed that extension.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, did someone just say Gomez for left back?
Listen, he's in the squad, mate. If we needed him, he'd play. I've got a feeling he'll play. And like I keep saying, these players like Gomez, Phillips, Palmer, they're only coming on for minutes here, minutes there. How are they supposed to get to match speed, up to match speed with only having minutes? We've not got reserve team football anymore. They're not going to play in the under-21s. So how are they supposed to get match fitness? So we've got.
No, I think Gomez will be loaned out this summer.
Pardo says, why did Bayern drop Davis? Played into our hands. Absolutely. And I tell you what, as well, Pardo. I thought them not playing Muller played into our hands as well, because at times they was flashing that ball, across, and Muller. He's very good at that. So yeah, you could say we mullered them last night. That joke there. That joke.
Yeah, we haven't got the box park. We never get the bloody box park.
No. Yeah, Michael says, I still remember Manchester United showing no respect for the best cup competition in the world. For me, yeah, absolutely, for the FA Cup, mate. Absolutely, mate. Cancelo is cancelled. You'll go to Wembley, are you, FIFA? Good lad. Right, so, Charlie, anyone got any tips for Wembley? Anything you would recommend if anyone has been before? Yeah, mate. Depends how you're getting down there. What I normally do, if I get the coach or anything like that, the coach normally pulls up at Wealdstone Football Club. The train sets you straight from there to Wembley. Even when I drive down, when I'm not having a drink, we normally park up at Wealdstone as well. Wealdstone are at home on Saturday, but there'll still be plenty of room around there for parking.
Are you saying Wealdstone have no fans?
Got no fans. Yeah.
I mean, what is it? What does FIFA mean? Is he talking for food? Is he talking for travel? What do you mean?
Don't know. Tell us what you mean, FIFA.
Depends how you get in there, FIFA. Because if you're getting the coach down, you won't get a choice of what you're doing.
Yeah. Alex says City can adapt many systems. Bernardo mentioned it in post-match, and that is the beauty of it. It's not just we're going to start this, we're going to play this match playing, say, 4-4-2. After 10 minutes, we might change it to another system and another system and another system. So while we do that, how the hell is anybody going to read us? So yeah. Let's we've done Bayern now. Let's get on to the match on Saturday. You're leaving early doors,
Wembley. What? Sorry. Yeah, leaving very early, 9 a.m.
Yeah. Even though we're getting on to the Sheffield match, I still will read the comments of what we can go backwards and forwards between last night and Saturday. We now have a playing style suitable for the Champions League and another for the Premier League. Unbelievable. And that is it. But I tell you, it is one for the guys in the chat as well as you, Marty. I'm sick of hearing that City have got two starting 11s.
Yeah, that's the biggest myth in football.
It really is, and it's coming from a lot of Arsenal fans that, they're entitled to their opinion, don't get me wrong. But if you analyse it, it more or less proved that on Saturday against Leicester, didn't it, when we made wholesale changes and stuff like that.
Here's one for you.
Go on.
Been thinking about this. I was having a bit of a meltdown over the Leicester thing, and I'm like, what's he doing? Do you know what I genuinely think now? I think Pep did that for the last 25 minutes because Pep never does things by accident. I think Pep thought, I'm going to throw this 11 out for the last 25 minutes just to see if they can play against Sheffield United. And then he's probably gone, oh, no, they can't.
Because something. Sorry to interrupt there. Because I think what you said there is a great point because, Leicester City are in the Premier League. Sheffield United are in the Championship. But there's not many points between them and places between them. So that's
they're going to swap places.
Yeah, but I think that's probably a good shout from you there. To be Alds, it's done deal, mate. Done deal. Trust me.
No, I've still got a Liverpool fan telling me to wait and see.
Stuart, I'll be getting to Wembley fairly early. Believe Sheffield United have got box park. Not sure, mate. Because as I say, it doesn't matter to me that because I always. And by the way, anybody still? No, I've still got a rat in my bloody roof. I don't know how it's got there.
That's what she said.
Yeah, come on, guys, get the likes up. Michael, cheers, Michael. Yeah,
I'm parking at Wembley, by the way.
Yeah, you know something. There's a player what we forgot for some reason. What Big Marge mentioned, Foden. No,
I've got him in my 11 on Saturday.
No, not necessarily against Arsenal on Wednesday, but we seem to be forgetting about Foden because he's not played a lot of football, and so there was nobody more surprised than me when he was on the bench last night. Especially with what Pep said pre-match and stuff like that. But he's going to play a huge role between now and the end of the season for sure.
I think people will be very surprised by the 11 on Saturday because I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as weak as people think. I think Ortega will be in there. I think he'll go Walker, Akanji, Diaz, Laporte. I do think Rodri will play. I think Rodri will start.
Aki won't. I think we know that because of his injury.
No, Aki won't. I think Rodri will start.
Mm-hmm.
He may even play Rico. That's my only. I can't decide between whether Rico goes in. I think the front.
He's got to go strong, hasn't it? He's got to go strong.
I think KDB plays. Gundogan plays. I think Alvarez will play. I think Haaland will be on the bench. I think the front three will be Mahrez, Alvarez, and Phil Foden.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be a million miles off there, but we can't underestimate Sheffield United. I know they've not got McAtee and Doyle playing, but it's a free hit for a minute. Eh?
It's a free hit, but we've also got to give them respect. They're very much like Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to give them that respect because they're flying high. I think they're 1 win, maybe 2 wins away from being promoted. They're flying at the minute. Yes, yeah. McAtee's doing all their work, and he's going to be a massive loss. But you've got to remember, they're going to have 40,000 of their fans down there. This is their cup final in their eyes. They're going to want to turn us over.
Should we treat it as a cup final as well, though, mate?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I think in Sheffield's head, some will think, yes, we've got a chance. But in their mind, they'll be thinking, this is, if we beat City, great. Do you know I revert to this for Sheffield United? It's very much like do you remember when we played United in that semi-final?
Yeah.
And then we got Stoke in the final.
Yeah, I think everyone thought that was going to be City's cup final, didn't they?
Yeah, the semi-final, we treated it like a cup final. And the Stoke one was a bit of a damp squid, if you remember. It was great, but the atmosphere didn't quite feel the same as that semi. I think that's how Sheffield United will treat it.
Yeah. Stuart, all along go to Wembley. Agree with Andy that the semi-finals shouldn't even be there. Even more so when it's two northern teams, having to travel all the way. It's right, isn't it, Stu? It's just nonsensical for me. That should be at Villa Park or even Hillsborough. Nice and local. And on top of that, you've got the kickoff time on a Saturday night. People might say, but say it was a league match. It's not a league match. It could have been even a 3 o'clock, because a couple of hours difference could have made all the difference for traveling and stuff like that. So it is just nonsensical, pal.
All the tickets got stopped selling at 3 o'clock FIFA.
Yeah. Sean, put the first team out versus first half versus Sheffield, please. Pep, then relax. I agree. Sean, Sevilla 2-0, is it? Oh, yes. Yeah, 2-0 Sevilla.
We've got to give Sheffield United the same respect as we give Arsenal on Wednesday night. I know that seems mad to everyone, but that's how Pep will look at it. Pep ain't going to look at Sheffield United as though it's just a journey come lately and here we go.
Yeah.
Do you think Pep doesn't want this treble? Pep's not stupid.
Al says, I'm really impressed with how City's playing in the Champions League. So solid. They are, aren't they, Al? They really are. We look a comfortable, established Champions League team now. I know we've been in it for a number of years now, but it took us a few years to sort of like come to terms with it. We look, dare I say, Martin, we look the real deal, don't we, now in Europe?
Yeah. It's like we've had, I keep saying it, that Real Madrid, Bayern Munich game was like a come to Jesus moment with the competition.
Yeah, it really is. And it's,
I mean, you just look at the atmosphere in the ground now. The atmosphere's changed now.
Yeah.
It is world-class FIFA. Absolutely world-class. But the trouble is, you've got to be world-class to get in this City lineup.
Yeah. It's just, it's to be honest, I was not worried. If you give me a choice, who would be more worried about last night before the match started, either Sheffield United on Saturday or Bayern Munich last night, I'd say Sheffield United, to be fair, because
I just think spot on. And you know what? We played this game before 4 months ago. Went to St Mary's in the Carabao Cup, and we thought we can bang out a reserve team, and here we go. And we got embarrassed.
Yep.
Pep doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Well, it doesn't seem to, does he? Because I thought last night was significant because he almost seems that he's learned his lesson from the Real Madrid game last season.
Yeah.
Because we went into he didn't make any changes really against Bayern Munich. He knew exactly what. Because people could argue Mahrez, deserves minutes for. I know he wasn't brilliant against Southampton, but the games before that, Mahrez was brilliant. So it doesn't matter if a player plays brilliant or not.
Sentimentality's gone.
Yeah, and it has. You've got to bring in a player to do a certain job, as he has done with Bernardo.
And that's the thing. And that's what fans need to realise. Pep's not stupid. Pep will look at that last 25 minutes against Leicester and go, oh, hang on. Some of these ain't ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be special to get into this 11.
You'd get in it then, mate. I believe you're special.
No, but this is not, and I hate to say this, and I don't mean to say it in the way it is. I've had the come to Jesus moment. I was like FIFA. I wanted all the EDS in. I wanted Palmer in. I wanted them all in. And then I realised that's great, but you're not going to win trophies like that.
We've got to get rid of that sentiment.
Yeah. If you ain't good enough, you're gone. I was all Howard Bellis this, McAtee that. I was for it, but I had accepted we'd do 2 or 3 years of not winning trophies to do that. I don't think City can do that anymore. You got to remember this club have got sponsorships to answer to. They've got kit deals to answer to.
It's not.
They are bringing in a fortune.
You know what's more important than that? Oh, I've just woke Alexa up. Do you want to know what's more important than that, mate? Fans, not just City fans, by the way. Fans in general, we want instant success. We've not got patience.
The fans would have a meltdown under.
Yeah.
I'm not. Let's go back 4 months. So all you have to go back to 4 months. It's not for me, Charlie, because I've got disabled parking, mate. So I get priority.
And with regarding Wembley, for anybody who's not been and stuff like that, whether you're driving or coach and stuff like that, well, it's a bit more difficult if it's coach because the coach might be going to a certain point. If you're driving, I always recommend outside of Wembley, because when you come out of there, you can get on the train and you can be out of London. Wealdstone is a great location to get in and out of. That's what I. And if you
I will be I'll be on Wembley Way, or it's not Wembley Way anymore, Olympic Way, from around about 2:30. And I am going to the fan park. So if anyone wants to come over and say hello, have an autograph, a signed photo, I'll sell them off, £10 a piece.
Celebrity Martin.
I'm only joking. Come and say hello. Don't be shy. I will have my children with me. But, No, I just, going back to your formation, this whole 3-2-2-3 was because of Real Madrid in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all been done. And to me, do you know what? I wouldn't even be shocked if Haaland started on Saturday.
No, because I know Pep messed with our head a little bit against Leicester, didn't he? With the starting lineup and stuff like that. Was that against Leicester? Yeah, against Leicester. But apart from that, he's been sticking to the same, group of players, but only changing the odd one. And that odd one has predominantly been on the right, whether it's Mahrez, Bernardo. And we've looked a hell of a lot settled.
Yeah, I mean, Erling Haaland, apart from last night, he's playing 60 minutes and coming off. This is what people need to realise. He's resting already.
Mm-hmm.
He's resting. And the way we play football, our players rest in games.
And it is. I think that's the whole point of starting strong, win the game, and then you've got the luxury. But if he had one criticism, I know we've sort of like touched upon it before. If he had one criticism,
I'm going to have to drive in a minute. Sorry to be a pain. I'm going to have to drive in a minute because I need to. We're live in 15.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up shortly anyway, buddy. If I've got one slight criticism of Pep, I would make them substitutions with a gap of say 10 minutes rather than like 3 and 4 on straight away.
I said I think that was all done to see whether you could get away with it on Saturday. I've just thought about it more and I thought he doesn't do things like that on by accident. I genuinely think he was testing. Can I trust some of these players to play on Saturday at Wembley?
Yeah.
And I think he's realised. And I know people want the EDS. I know FIFA thinks we have got a world-class EDS, but not everyone is going to make it. They're not going to make it, and we have to accept that. Not every player is. I've said about give everyone a year, and even Eva had to realise not every player is going to get that year.
No.
Not everyone we buy is world-class.
The fan park, Charlie, it's sort of like in between the shops and actually Wembley itself, sort of like it's lower down on
Charlie, while you're down there, and I'll.
Was that just Martin who was bip, 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 bip? Just as
I don't know what happened there.
Just as somebody, just as Alex said,
your Wi-Fi is shocking.
You start going bum, 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 bum in the submarine. Right, guys.
I just.
Yeah.
How good a team have we got under?
Yeah, it's and that is it. Sometimes you have to appreciate that. Thanks, Pardo Oaks. Thanks, Michael, and everybody. Listen, hope you're not sick of me and Martin and stuff like that. But we just try to be honest and say how it is, as fans, and that's why we do things relaxed and stuff like that. We're not here for clicks and stuff like that. We just try to be honest and stuff like that. Martin, do you want to tell them about your live coming up?
Yeah, we're live in 15 minutes. As long as I can get, because Virgin Media is having a bit of a brain fart at the minute. So I've currently got no TV either because Virgin Media is down. I'm hoping they are back up. But touch wood, we're live in 15 minutes.
Well, I've never heard a Virgin have a fart before, mate. So well done on that one.
Yeah, I've literally got no TV. Can't watch out.
Well, you'd want to watch this match here. Right, guys, we shall wrap it up there. Listen, thanks for joining us because it was pretty much short notice tonight. Yeah, Martin persuaded me to do a stream tonight, and I'm glad we did because we love interacting with you guys. thanks for joining us. Martin, I shall see you shortly, pal. And hopefully all you guys will
subscribe.
Yeah.
Get these guys to 1,000.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Smash the like.
Yep. Cheers. And thanks for all the compliments as well, guys. You know, it is truly appreciated. So yeah, subscribe to us on this YouTube channel. Get yourself over now to the Mancunian Way for about 9:30. And Martin will have... Who else have you got on the show tonight, buddy?
Rich is coming on. Vater's coming on. You're coming on. I'm on.
I should think you're on. Well, if you can stop your virgin having brain farts, that is. Oh yeah, and by the way, Rich will be having a real good, not a rant, but he's got something prepped where he's going to factually be taking Arsenal apart. So it's well worth going over for that alone. Right, thanks guys. Cheers, Martin, as always, and we'll see you very, very soon.